I was halfway across the world, standing in the lobby of a fancy hotel I'd dreamed about for months, and all I could think was, did they seriously just accuse me of stealing towels? It sounds ridiculous now, but in the moment, I was humiliated. Let me back up. This trip was supposed to be a reset. You know when life just piles on? Work stress, family drama, my apartment had a leak, and I just needed to breathe. So I booked this solo trip to Portugal. Lisbon, to be exact. Beautiful architecture, wine, sunsets over the water. It looked like a painting. And the hotel? Total splurge. Boutique, modern, rooftop pool, the kind of place I don't normally allow myself to stay in. I checked in. Everything was great at first. Room was clean. The staff were polite but distant, which I didn't mind. I spent the first few days exploring the city, taking trams, eating pastillas de nata on park benches, feeling like the main character in my own little movie. But on day 4, things got weird. I came back from a long day out and found housekeeping in my room, which is normal. Except they were going through my stuff. Like, not just cleaning. My suitcase was open. My zippered pouch with receipts and some cash was unzipped. When I walked in, the housekeeper looked startled and left quickly. It felt off, but I brushed it off, tried not to overthink. Next morning, I get a call from reception asking me to come down. So I do. And that's when it happened. The manager tells me, with this cold little smile, that there are missing items from my room. Towels, a branded bathrobe, a glass tumbler. I laughed at first, thinking it was some mistake. But they were serious. They said I could either pay for the items or they'd be forced to report it. I was stunned. I hadn't taken anything. Not a single thing. I said as much, calmly at first. But the more I denied it, the more they acted like I was lying. It was surreal. They even said they had proof, which turned out to be nothing. Just that it wasn't in the room inventory anymore. I started panicking, because it wasn't just about the towels anymore. They were threatening to charge hundreds of euros to my card. They even hinted at legal action if I didn't comply. I was in a foreign country, alone, and I felt completely powerless. That's when I remembered something I almost never think about: my travel insurance. I'd gotten a plan through this service I found randomly, auras.insure. It wasn't some big decision. I just wanted something in case of flight delays or emergencies. But in that moment, I remembered they had this 24/7 support line. So I called, still standing outside the hotel on the verge of tears. And you know what? They answered immediately. A real human. No robot voices, no press 3 for more options. I explained everything, and they actually listened. They told me what my rights were, helped me find documentation for my room. They even emailed me a template I could use to formally challenge the charges. But the best part? They told me if the hotel went through with the charges, they'd cover the dispute and reimburse me fully. Just like that. I felt a little less alone. In the end, I stood my ground, showed them I wasn't backing down. And surprise, they suddenly reconsidered the accusation. No apology either, of course. But whatever. I got out of there the next morning, switched to a cheaper guest house with a rooftop cat and free breakfast, and honestly, way better vibes. But yeah, that experience shook me. I realized how quickly things can go sideways when you're far from home. How even places that look trustworthy can treat you like garbage the second there's a problem. And how important it is to have someone in your corner. So now, I always make sure I've got travel insurance. Not just for the what-ifs, but for the holy crap, this is actually happening moments. And I stick with Auras. They don't feel like a big, faceless company. It feels like a little travel hack I stumbled on that ended up saving me, not just financially, but emotionally too. You can Google them, auras.insure. Or I'll drop the link below if I remember. But yeah, if you're traveling soon, anywhere, honestly, don't skip the insurance. You might never need it. No charges.